In previous videos in this chapter, we talked about how we set up our units in our AutoCAD drawings. Now, in this particular video, we're going to dive a bit deeper into metric units. So this is a metric units drawing. Notice the name of the drawing at the top of the screen there. It's units-metric.dwg. So make sure you've got the metric.dwg open. Now, again, like other videos in this chapter, we're in the 2D floor plan in the Model tab in AutoCAD. Check that Model tab, bottom left of the corner, make sure you're in the Model tab. Now, I'm going to use my mouse to zoom in a little bit into this central sort of grid area here. You can see there's some chairs and a green cross and a staircase. I'm going to put the crosshair over that sort of central square, roll up on the wheel a bit to zoom in, and then maybe pan a little bit by holding down the wheel on the mouse and moving the mouse. Now you can see there that we're zoomed in an area in our drawing. Now if you go to the Home tab on the ribbon to the Layers panel, just make sure that you're on the 0 layer. So it'll be at the top of the list on the layer drop down. So click on that arrow there. There's the 0 layer. Just click on the 0 to make sure you're using the 0 layer for now. That's the default AutoCAD layer. It's just quick and easy to use. We don't have to worry about layer names. Now, I'm going to show you how to draw a few items using your unit settings. Now, if you'll remember, we switched on our coordinate setting on the status bar. So if you look down at the coordinate setting, can you see the readout down here is in decimal, as in metric? And you can tell it's metric, and you can tell it's metric millimeters, purely by the sizes of the numbers. So you'll notice the X coordinate there is in the 30,000s. Now you'd normally only have that in, say, a floor plan if it was in millimeters. If that was in meters, it might read 30.486 instead of 30486.12. So you get where I'm coming from with the metric units. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw some lines in the little space here. Nothing amazing, just very, very simple. Down here on the status bar though, make sure that polar tracking here is on. Make sure that object snap tracking is on and that your object snaps are on. They should be blue, as you can see on my screen there. Now we're going to go up to the Home tab on the ribbon, into the Draw panel up here. I'm going to click on the Line command. Click on Line. When you come into the drawing area, it's asking for your first point. Now, the reason you can see specify first point near the crosshair is because dynamic input is on. That again is setting down here on the status bar. It's that one there. Make sure that dynamic input or DIN mode is on. Now, as you move the crosshair around, can you see that first point is being displayed in metric units, those metric millimeters. Now, I'm not worried where that first point is. Just pick a point about here near the staircase. Staircase above, chairs, sofas, etc. below. Click about there, and you'll see now that we're going from that random point we selected. But now the dynamic input is prompting us for an angle and a distance. So if you bring your crosshair so that it's horizontal, like that, can you see? Our green polar tracking line kicks in. Now, as we drag along there to the right, can you see along that tracking line, we get a value highlighted in blue. Now, that's in metric millimeters in this case. So I'm going to type in 2500 like so, and just press enter. And there's our line, 2,500 millimeters long. If we come downwards, like so, can you see the tracking line is now going downwards at 90 degrees? And I'm going to type in a distance there, let's say of 1250, 1250. Again, it's a metric distance, press enter. And then I can come along this way. And can you see I'm forming a rectangle as I go along? Now, we can cheat. We can use things like object snap tracking. So if I go and hover over that endpoint object snap there, and then just drag vertically down, there's our intersection. Click there, right click, close on the shortcut menu, job done. And that's how you draw with metric units in your AutoCAD drawings.